begin our coverage this morning with the biggest cue for the markets, the comments from the Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. While the central bank has kept its key lending rate unchanged at 5.25 to 5.5%, Chairman Jerome Powell said a rate cut in September is on the table, even as the FOMC members cited further progress towards that 2% inflation target. But the Fed chief also cautioned against assuming that a cut was definitely happening. So some positive indication there, but nothing for sure coming on that front. Forecast for the September rate cut, he said, was based on the assumption that the US economy follows its expected path. Let's go across and hear out what Fed Chair had to say and what has actually buoyed the market momentum as of now. Let's listen in.
On September, let me say this. We have made no decisions about future meetings, and that includes the September meeting. The broad sense of the committee is that the economy is moving closer to the point at which it will be appropriate to reduce our policy rate. In that, we will be data dependent, but not data point dependent. So it will not be a question of responding specifically to one or two data releases. The question will be whether the totality of the data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks are consistent with rising confidence on inflation and maintaining a solid labor market. If that test is met, a reduction in our policy rate could be on the table as soon as the next meeting in September.
Well, there you have it. So that's the word coming in from Jerome Powell. But let's move on and take a look at Meta Platforms that delivered a better than expected second quarter result on both top and bottom lines. The Facebook parent also issued a sanguine outlook on revenue while lifting the lower range of its annual capital spending outlook. However, the total expense guidance for the full year remained unchanged in a range of $96 billion to $99 billion.
Keep it going with earnings then. Qualcomm delivered a beat in their fiscal third quarter results, particularly on account of sales in the quarter gone by. The company also provided strong guidance for the ongoing quarter. Qualcomm said it expected between $9.5 billion and $10.3 billion in sales in the current quarter compared to street expectations of $9.71 billion. The company's biggest and most important business is in making processors and modems for smartphones, which was up 12% year on year.
Alright, on to some more news and updates then. Amid signs of renewed efforts by both India and China to resolve the military standoff in eastern Ladakh, both countries held another round of diplomatic talks. Both sides have now agreed to maintain momentum through established diplomatic as well as military channels. India and China have agreed on the need to jointly uphold peace and tranquility on the ground in the border areas in accordance with the bilateral agreements as well as protocols reached between these two governments.